Homicide 1899. The case of 28-year-old George William Austin. George Austin was on trial for the murder of his 4-year-old son, George Gerald Austin, but was found unfit to plead. He had been a carman and had lived at 26 Goswell Terrace, Clerkenwell, and at the time of the murder had been out of work. He chopped his son's head off with a hatchet in Lloyd Square on the 19th of January 1899 and afterwards went to the police. His wife said that George Austin had previously threatened that if ever in want, he would kill her and the boy and himself as well. She noted that when he was young, that he had had an accident to his head and that since he had been out of work and had suffered badly mentally. She noted that George Austin used to idolise his son, noting that when the son was away suffering from fever, that George Austin had been distracted. George Austin was described as a lifelong abstainer. A railway servant said that he'd been passing through Lloyd Square on Thursday evening between 10 p.m. and 11 p.m. when he heard a child crying and saw a man strike the child 4 or 5 distinct blows. He said that the man then went up to a policeman and handed him a hatchet. He said that the policeman then told him that the man had confessed to having chopped his son's head off. He said that the boy was then found lying in a pool of blood. He said that George Austin then said, "I did it." George Austin was taken to King's Cross Station, where he died in a few minutes. The police divisional surgeon that carried out the post-mortem gave the cause of death as shock and hemorrhage following a compound comminuted fracture of the skull. George Austin's sister said that when he was a boy, that he had been struck on the back of the head and had complained of pains ever since, and frequently rubbed the back of his head. She further noted that his aunt was in a lunatic asylum and that his father was also a bit queer. She added that George Austin had been most restless recently and evidently insane. She also noted that he was a teetotaler. When George Austin was asked whether he had anything to say at the inquest, he said, "I shall say that the publican killed that policeman." When he was asked whether he had anything to say about the death of his son, he replied, "No." George Austin appeared at the Old Bailey on the 8th of February 1899, but was found quite unfit to plead and was ordered to be detained at Broadmoor.